जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. We were seeing a song sung by Sri Ramakrishna in Surendra's house, where he has been called for Annapurna Puja. He was singing a song with various moods the devotees are approaching the Divine Mother. The bhavas, the emotional upsurge of the devotee feels in so many ways, and sometimes enjoys, sometimes gets dejected, sometimes weeps, sometimes laughs, sometimes he feels comfortable and joyful. All these are expressions of his intense feelings that is passing through. It's a combination with the worldly experiences and transcendental understanding. We have experienced the world, we understand the transcendental. This is what the Gayatri expresses. Dhimahi Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramhamsaya Dhimahi. I understand Vidmahe Paramhamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. I understand something, I contemplate on something, you have to awaken me. I understand from my worldly background. What I understand is from my worldly background. And this is what I understand about the transcendent, about God, suppose. I am trying to understand what is God, or I want to see Krishna or Rama or Ramakrishna. I understand Ramakrishna or Krishna from the worldly background in all experiences. I was a child, I was an adult, I was a this, I was that, I was in profession, I was with friends. All these experiences I have, I superimpose that on Krishna. And Krishna must have been like this. Krishna, he might be angry, as if God has any anger at all. But he might get angry. If so many photos will be there in the Indian Hindu family shrines. If he takes the flower, first to whom to keep? Suppose I keep at Lakshmi, if the Saraswati gets angry, why did you give me that? All this is not there in the divine at all. Because divine pervades each other. Whether I give it to your right hand or left hand, it doesn't matter. I'm giving to you. That kind of oneness is there. There is no division in the divinity. Still, I have experienced this experience in our life. If I give one thing to one person, the other person looks with an angry face. This is what we experience in the world. This I Vidmahe, in the Vidmahe, I put all this, and in this background I am seeing that Vidmahe. And the ideal which is there, God is like this. He is extremely compassionate, He is extremely loving. He doesn't see your defects. All these are Dhimahi. I meditate upon. I contemplate upon that, but I feel, I understand you to be like this. This understanding and the two different things. I understand all that, but I feel like this. The feeling. So this bhava is always associated with my worldly background, bhava, emotions, and invariably those thoughts interfere to give various colors and meanings to a unchanging eternal reality. God doesn't change moods and things like that as the devotees does or the humans we do. We don't experience any, God will never do. Yet we conceive it to be like that. This a new understanding that we get. Uh, these are the bhavas that they created, these bhavas that are created is the power which is going to make me bring about intimacy and make me transcend and go beyond. These are like small engines driving. A small engine, a small thing, how it lifts, you see. We were imagining, and we used to, in childhood days and all, one spiral wire will be there. We make a small two wings with a small hole. If you move, it starts revolving because of the spiral, and it starts going up. It goes far off because it is cutting air and going up. It used to fly here, there, and fall down. Today, you can see drone is based on that principle, which were our play things. Small, this much wheel, two wheel, boom, it pushes the air, and like bird, it flies up. How that, like these are the small things. Now it can carry, we have made such drones which can carry tons together if we want. So easily a man can sit with all his things and climb up in the air. So these things, these are the small things. Similarly, bhavas are certain things which makes you, it is a driving force which unites you ultimately with God. The feelings are different. These are the feelings is feeling that builds up the relationship, that builds up the intimacy, that builds up dependence, that builds up atmiyata between God and devotee. His own imaginations, his own things. And each step he is moving from the lesser truth to higher truth, higher truth. Finally, he finds himself one with that reality. So, here in this song, that's what we have been seeing. Mother, when as a kite thou soarest in the sky, there in the water beneath, as a minnow, I shall be swimming. Upon me thou wilt pounce and pierce me with thy claws. Thus, when the breath of life forsakes me in thy grip, do not deny me the shelter at your lotus feet. He is coming to the, like in our Upanishads, we were contemplating some time back on the Ishavasya Upanishad. He gives so many aspects of sadhana, how to hold on to the two aspects of sadhana. One is the ritual part, and one is the bhavana, feeling part. One is my physical and mental participation, one is the participation of the heart. How to combine these two and move. This has different fruit, that has different fruit. But I want a fruit which is beyond the two. I have to transcend and go. Then he says, combine the two. With bhavana you do the thing. One who does with bhavana, all the ritualistic parts, they will be able to reach. Fruit, action alone will bring some fruit. Bhavana alone will bring some other fruit. But I want to transcend the nature. Both belongs to within the nature. I want to go beyond the nature. So utilize the two. Now boat alone has the capacity to make you float. It cannot by itself move. Suppose you have an engine. Engine has its own part to play. Engine is not going to make you float, but engine is going to drive the boat. So when these two aspects are together, then it will make you move to the other shore. Two things are essential. You must be floating, not get drowned. And you must be moving towards that in that direction. So bhavana is the direction and movement. And all ritualistic part is the boat in which you are going to move. Either cannot be. That's why even in the world, as much sadhana you do, so much service you have to do. Atmano mokshartham has to be associated with Jagadhita. What are you going to give to the world? Why should you give you mukti? Why should you give you bhakti? Why should I give you the freedom from senses and all that? What are you going to do? Eat and go away. Then why do you need? What is the difference? So many beings are there, you are also there. So here I am going to transcend and make others also transcend. Because I'm inseparable part of the whole universe. The separation is only a delusion, not reality. Even if you imagine you are separate, it's a false thing. You can't run away, you can't get away from this universe. You may leave one body and acquire another body till you annihilate all the forces working within you and upon you. You have no escape. You are in the prison of nature wherever you go. When you identify your identity with the rest of the universe and then strive for your illumination, then you will get. That oneness should not be removed. Separateness itself is a dream, false. I will go do my spiritual practices and all that. I will realize God and go away. No, you cannot. Because other parts are tied to the world, tied to the ground. You cannot escape and go away. One part, if it is tied to the some pole, motorcycle will not go away. Engine is free, steering is free, everything is free. One part is tied to a pole, it will not move. So your one part of your major part of your existence is the world. You are inseparable from that. When you find that oneness, then only you start moving. The other parts will remain, but you start moving. All will help for you to move because it is inner part. The internal separation is external separation is not possible. You being with all will be released from the bodily existence. You are one with all will remain at spiritual level. I am one with, you are trying to make yourself separate at the spiritual level. But you, in spiritual level, when you are one, the spiritual level will continue and the bodily identity will fall away. Which is making part will fall away. And you see, you are already there, what you are asking for, what you are aspiring for, what you are searching for, you are that. You are nothing to attain from outside. But this dream that I am this body and separate from everyone goes away. That's why Atmano Mokshartha must always go with Jagat Hita. When Jagat Hita, you'll be identifying yourself there in others. So you are already there. You will slowly perceiving your real identity you are getting. Oh, I am there everywhere. The self-knowledge, first understanding of the self-knowledge is, oh, I am the self of all. The moment you get self-knowledge, you see yourself actually present in all lives. So this is the one of the important marks of a free soul. He is free from his bodily existence because he has known himself as the self of all others. Others do not know. You are their self, but the enlightened soul knows. So, like child and mother, mother knows, child doesn't know. But because child has not grown to that extent of knowing, mother knows. So here, that is the enlightened knows, the unenlightened will not know. So here we see these like drones, they are lifting, the bhavanas are lifting. So here the kite, mother, when you kite and it is going to catch hold of a small fish, the kite comes and we can see in the river itself sometimes the eagles and vultures move about. And suddenly they'll be watching from very height. When the fishes are coming to the surface and playing or watching something or trying to get something, they simply, in a moment, they come and pick, grasp and go away. Like that, if you become kite, then I will be a small fish in that. And when you grab me in your claws, uh, um, I am separating from my bodily existence. At this moment, then when death comes, see that time transmigration doesn't appear. I have not to take another life there. You give me means simple in simple words. The life is going to end one day. Everyone is moving towards death. I also am moving towards death. And the death is also you. Oh, in dream, if I die, the death also is the dream part. When I wake up, death was not there. So, like that, when the death appears, it has to come when death comes. See that I get a place at your feet. That is, I remain secured. I will not lose you at the time of death also. I'll be there with you. And you have to, I cannot choose, I don't know. I cannot take. Suppose I don't realize my identity with you. You are me, I am you. If I don't, before that, if the death comes, then you see that I will not be getting lost at that moment. My karmas do not drag me away from you to take new birth somewhere and continue the same old rut. You release me from the cycle of birth and death and take me into the life eternal of bliss, peace, love, absolute. So this is what is meant here. The everything is mother. When in a dream world, everything is mind. Like that here, everything is mother. So when death comes also, mother is like coming like a kite. Sri Ramakrishna sees death of his one of the nephews. Young person is dying away. He sees the soul separating from the body and going away. This separation from the body, he says, it was like a sword being taken away from the sheath. From the sheath, how the sword comes out. Like that, I saw the soul separating from body and getting released. And this, we see, the separation is a, you feel so much joy at seeing the death. He laughs and jumps in joy. How the soul is separated from it. Later on, when he comes to consciousness, normal understanding, he starts weeping. Oh, he is no more. But at the time of death, how the separation from the bodily existence is from one body, the transmigratory soul separating and moving. This we call the death. So this death is also mother in one way. It is explained here, it's taking as a, these are the various bhavas, feelings that makes intimacy, dependence and love for God. It generates. The master singing this, the master saluted the divine image. Master saluted the divine image. As he came down the steps, he called softly to Rakal, "Where are my shoes? Are they missing?" This is scene of the Indian places. Varieties of people, varieties of things. Now, the dearth, need, somebody is having, I don't have. The tendency is to take away and use for myself. It is not only it is innate in nature. Now, one bird is going with a fish in the mouth. You can see number of other birds chasing it. It wants to grab away from its mouth and take it away. Anybody possessing anything which he doesn't have wants to have that. And there are a few ways how he can acquire that. Easiest is, without any conflict, is to steal away. And if he is prepared to snatch away, then there is looting. A few people coming and attacking and taking away, looting, forcing, all these various methods of that without any problem coming to me, I want to take away, then easiest is the stealing. That's why in one of the obstructions that we put in spiritual life called yama and niyama, putting the blocks for the natural tendency in human and diverting it to the divine is ahimsa, satya, asteya, not to take away somebody's property. Ishavasya begins with that, not to covet somebody's property. Ma gradakasya svidhanam. Don't covet some others. This one. Because it is one of the tendencies in nature and man cultivates it consciously. In others, it is an instinctive. In all other species, it is instinctive. See a dog carrying some bone, other dogs are behind it to snatch it away. But in man, he consciously does using intelligence. So here we see that the natural tendency is to steal away, and this Sri Ramakrishna is aware, maybe new ones, fine ones. He is softly calling Rakal and telling, "Where are my shoes? Are they missing?" The master got into carriage. Surendra and other devotees bowed down before him. Then the carriage started for Dakshineshwar. The moon still lighted the streets. Those were the days when only natural light or small lamps, kerosene lamps or oil lamps, lighted. The electricity has not yet come, and the early stages of the battery in which the small lighting lamps are being tried, what we call cell dipped in acids, current led to. The discovery was just begun, and how to the formation of current there with the chemical batteries were the magnetic rays of magnetic rays, if they are cut by any instrument metal, there will be current will be produced in this, was not yet known. So electricity produced by a dynamo was not yet come. This was being, just Swamiji's, one of the important thing was to, in US, his Parliament of Religion was meant to display all these things, mainly the electricity that has come into picture. 1893, Parliament of Religion. It was a part of the exhibition. So here we see the natural light, sunlight, moonlight. Others are lamps. When the night programs are going, huge torches of fire torches used to be hung here, there, and going in procession in the darkness, everything, fire torches. So this is what we see in those days. And Sri Ramakrishna is sitting in the, it is late in the night. Usually Sri Ramakrishna used to go and spend lot of time in these devotees' houses, from one house to other. So many he will go. By the time he reaches, it will be past midnight, 2 o'clock, 2:30 at night, he will be reaching Dakshineshwar. So also here he is leaving Surendra's house, sitting in a carriage, and he is moving. He all bow down to him. Then the carriage started for Dakshineshwar. The moon still lighted the streets. The moon light is the only light that could illumine all this at night. So that is the end of this present chapter, and we'll be entering the next chapter. The master with the Brahmo devotees continues with the 2. It's another chapter. This is also advice to Brahmos. This is master with the Brahmo devotees 2. So this chapter ends here. We'll go for the next in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.